welcome to the Baylor Bistro Cooking Channel. And remember, it's a great day to be a Baylor. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to make your very own barbecue sauce. We're going to really focus on caramelizing onions today, and that'll be a big part of the lesson. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing you're going to need to do is get your onions all cut. You can use any kind of onion, red, white, yellow. Typically, the sweeter the onion, the sweeter the caramelized onions will turn out. Again, it's a great way to use it. I mix all my onions up, as long as they're not green onions or something like that. I cut them all up and mix them up and caramelize them down. It's a great way to preserve them. They freeze great, and it's a great thing to have. It enhances lots of dishes and sauces. So let's get started. I'm just going to use this one yellow onion today. Now, you can cut it however you want as long as they're cut in uniform size. So we're going to cut the top off, and I always cut it in half through the root. That way I can keep the onion together as I am working. So we'll just peel it back here. Keeping that root on. Okay, so now that the root's on still, holding it all together, if I wanted to cut it in little dices, I can cut down like this and then again down. I'm sure you guys have seen that technique before, but we'll save that for another lesson. But I can take the root off now because I want them all to come out. It's just a peeling tip. I always cut it in half because it's easier to peel, and always leave the root intact until you're absolutely ready to take it off. Next, I'm going to cut some long thin strips. And I'm going to go with the lines that go vertically on the onion, and so we can just cut down, and it doesn't matter if they're really large or if they're really thin, as long as they're all uniform. Okay, so they're all cut. Now we're going to put this into a small saucepan on the stove. I like something with tall edges so I can really fill it up if I want to. And we're just going to place those into the pot. And it's really easy from here. We're going to put them on low heat. Okay. I already have about a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of oil in the bottom. And as I mix it up, that's going to coat them. And I work really slow with this. And what's going to happen is they're going to start to wilt down and soften. And then they're going to mush out. And then there's going to be a lot of water that comes out of them. And then there's also a lot of sugars inside of the onion. And so when the water leaves, the sugar will stay and it will start to caramelize. So if you go too high a heat, then they are going to burn before they caramelize. But if we go really slow, low heat, depending on your stove, this could take up to an hour and a half to do. And lastly, you're just going to add some salt, pepper. A little bit of sugar always helps them caramelize too, just a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I already have some onions caramelized. These have kind of a purple look to it because I use red onions in here as well, but they should be dark and really brown. So we have 1 cup of caramelized onions. And we're going to do all this in the blender, okay? If you have a food processor at home, you could do that as well. I also have 2 cups of ketchup. Ketchup is really the base of barbecue sauce. I have a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. It's loose now, but it was packed in really well. You always want to pack the sugar when you're measuring it. 2 tablespoons of honey. And not all of this needs to be exact measurements, you know. This is a sauce that you're gonna tweak and you're gonna adjust. One tablespoon of lemon juice. And 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Then you can add a hot sauce of your liking. Okay, I like to use sriracha. That's one of my favorite sauces. It's very versatile. It has garlic. It's a little fermented, some sweetness, so it goes into a huge variety of dishes. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of that just to lift up the heat. You can always add more. You can't take it out. So, and then lastly is you want to obviously always use a little salt and pepper. At least just a pinch. It will combine the flavors better. So you'll taste everything at once rather than layers of it. And then you can do whatever spices you want. So here I've got cumin is one of my all-time favorites, just a little bit, just like an undernote of it. And then paprika for sure. And there you can also find at the store a lot of times smoked paprika. And so if you want a nice smoky barbecue sauce, you can use liquid smoke, right? That's always an option. They have that at a lot of grocery stores. But smoked paprika, I think, has a better flavor. So we just add those kind of as you want, right? And that's where you're gonna get your own flair on your barbecue sauce. Okay, we're gonna put the lid on it and we're gonna blend it. You always start on low speed and bring it up. And that'll be it. So you'll have whatever color. As you put more spices in there, you might get a different color. The onions will lighten it up. And from here, taste it. Delicious. And add whatever else you want to it. Put it on your pulled pork, put it on your ribs, put it in the fridge and hold it for a while. It'll be great. So that is our barbecue sauce recipe here at Baylor Bistro. And remember, have one great meal every day. Thank you.